so we'll go to the configuration tab. And you just need to go ahead and click order configurable, or job configurable, and make sure that you select the namespace where that part exists in the by design model database. And it sounds like we're getting some feedback. If everyone could make sure they have their phone on mute, or if they could just hit star 1, I would appreciate it. Thank you very much. Okay, so again, we're going into customer order lines. Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and add a new order. Order line. Select my bike item. Save the form. And then click on configure. And it should launch. So let me just ask if there's any questions at this point before I move on to a multiple server installation.
Will?
Yes.
This is Bonnie.
Mm-hmm.
The steps that you had for the admin client, would those also apply to what we call an end user client?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, by the way, this is wonderful. I can't wait to get a copy of this. Thanks.
Yeah, I just wish this IIS problem would go away, but we'll get it worked out.
I'm sure you will. Thank you.
Okay. Are there any other questions before we move on to a multiple server installation? Okay, I'm going to go ahead and do that in just 1 second. Okay, so while I was pausing there, I just was able to fix my issue. So if you remember, the question that Bonnie asked was actually really good because I did type in the location of the configurator incorrectly in the client deployment wizard. But if you remember, I said that those files are not copied over to that long documents and settings directory. So I had to recopy that file back over to that directory in order to make that work. Okay, remember that was the documents and settings, local settings, application data, Infor, WinStudio, global scripts. Okay, so that, I mean, like I said, that file is really important because if you have a typo or anything in there, you'll run into a lot of problems. And I'm going to have to add that not found error to my list of problems. And I'll add that to this presentation, actually, before I send it out. Okay, so this error is also pretty common. There's a missing file that's laid down by an older version of the Microsoft .NET framework. Okay, and we actually include a utility that lays down that file on our installation CD, and that's in the support directory. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and click OK on this error. Okay, and it's going to go ahead and lay down that file. I'm just going to go ahead and try to click configure again. And you see I don't have any images out there. I just didn't copy the content over to our content directory. Sometimes you have to get out of Syteline in order for it to find that file, and sometimes you don't. So I'm just going to go back into it one more time.
hopefully it'll pick up that change. I'm just going to select some options here.
Okay, great. Now it told me that it's going to create the job for bike. Okay, and that verifies that our adapter is working correctly. So I apologize for that problem, but it was probably good. This is also a troubleshooting guide as well. Okay, so as I said, that was the single server installation, and now we're going to jump to the multiple or split server installation.